Hello there, Cancer, Cancer Rising, and of course all of you Cancerian moon people out there. This is your weekly astrological and card horoscope for the week starting February 3rd, 2020. And just a quick reminder for everybody out there, should you ever wish to get a session with me, you do need to go on ahead to my website. It's called integrativemysticism.com, or of course you may also just simply follow the links below. So, what is going on when it comes to your astrology over the course of this coming week? Well, on Monday, we actually have Venus, the planet of love, harmony, affection, as well as favor and popularity, forming a helpful sextile to Saturn, the planet of restrictions, or the planet of maybe inhibitors, but also discipline, as well as growth, just not necessarily in always the easiest of ways. And we actually have, and authority as well, because I'm going to talk about this. We actually have Venus moving this energy in a very positive way for you. From your 9th house of higher education, government, legal proceedings, as well as travel and culture, to your 7th house of partnerships, your closest one-on-one relationships. So that's your boyfriend, girlfriend, BFF, business partner, husband, wife, your roommate, all the people you spend your closest one-on-one time with or have your closest one-on-one connections with. Now with Venus in the 9th house, this is all about expanding on an existing relationship, or maybe expanding to get into a new relationship. Again, it does not necessarily have to be romantic, though it very well could be with Venus involved here, because we are actually allowing some kind of restriction, some kind of cap, something that is holding us back from finally being able to see exactly the full potential of a style of connection or the connection that we need in this matter. This could absolutely be a wonderful bridge when it comes to maybe even a professional ideal if you're looking for a collaborator, a business contact, or maybe even a way to get something off the ground, especially for those of you who aspire to work internationally or online, you want to get something discovered. With Venus sextile to Saturn, this is also a time where a lot of you are going to be maybe even finding that an existing romantic partnership or best friendship is becoming a lot closer, because we actually see that not only are people starting to spiritually and psychologically evolve into, I guess you could say, a bigger specimen of themselves, but they're also open to doing things a lot more freely. They are less inhibited by that Saturn energy. There's less restriction, and there is less fear or reticence to maybe go on new adventures. On Wednesday, we actually have Mercury, planet of communications, haste, and speed, newly arrived in that 9th house, forming a lovely sextile to Uranus, in your 11th house of friendships and social networking. And this is all about a breakthrough in your social life. A lot of you Cancerian people are going to be finding that there is going to be an interesting move in another direction when it comes to maybe finding a new social group or finding people that really resonate with who you are in this present moment in the wackiest, most off, the beaten path kind of ways. Mercury is also speeding up the opportunity for you to get started on or even start substantiating or materializing some kind of social or personal or even spiritual aspiration, as Uranus is helping to offer us some kind of shortcut. And with Mercury involved, this could be a shortcut that allows us to pull off something that we've always desired to do, maybe in a different location or just through a different community or different sources. Your experience, of course, will be very personal because it's going to see how it interacts with your chart, right? So, before we move on, remember, there's a down bar below this video. You can click on the arrow next to the title underneath this video, for those of you who don't know about that, if you're watching this on mobile, because it's going to allow you to see all the links to answer a lot of the questions I always get. What sign should I be watching? Where do I find a certain video? And so on and so forth. So check those out. Never forget to check out the down bar below. So what is going on when it comes to your cards? Your spiritual themes, we actually have the Seven of Cups reversed. And the spiritual theme is all about reduction, but also at the same time, when we talk about reduction, we talk about commitment at the same time. Now, we are reducing options in our life because sometimes we can become a bit spoiled for choice. Yes, the world is our oyster. Yes, we want to keep our options open. Yes, 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 yes. But being blown about like a tumbleweed without actually working on things means a lot of stuff kind of never gets past step C or D, and we sometimes want to take things their full story. And with the Seven of Cups in reverse, a lot of you Cancerian people are going to be gifted with a lot of opportunities and resources to slow it down and start actually investing in plans of action, in adventures, jobs, careers, or again, even relationships that really do need more of that methodical, diligent, and grounded touch. The Seven of Cups reverse always reminds us that while it's nice to be able to be up in the air, to be free, to be mobile, to go wherever we wish, to stay up in the air is simply to hide on a plane for fear of the ground. We don't want to live that way. We want to be able to be everywhere. And with the Seven of Cups reversed, I think that this week a lot of you Cancerian people are going to be getting a chance to actually form a lot of really strong new commitments for yourself. We also see that you might be pulling yourself away from certain stories or certain groups or certain connections that are not necessarily negative. But with the Seven of Cups reversed, we have to reduce and redirect our time and energy every once in a while. Sometimes it's okay to take a break from something that is perfectly fine all by itself, but we know it's not necessarily good for us in the productive short term or even long term. And as we get to the influx card, well, we're talking about the Devil card reversed as well. The Devil card reversed is a great card as an influx. It's affecting all areas of your life. And the Devil card reversed kind of acts as a bit of an exterminator in a lot of cases. Where are we flushing out all the rats? Where are we clearing out and purging all of the things that are actually maybe holding us back? Now, be careful with the Devil card reversed, because sometimes there's an unpleasant revealing of what is or what is not. Sometimes we find out that the career path we chose, not the career itself, but the path or the road, might need to be tweaked a little bit. Sometimes the Devil card reverse can be a pleasant awakening. We find out that we solve the mystery of what a culprit is when it comes to a block or a detractor, but it can also reveal to us where maybe a certain friend or a certain association is also not necessarily very good for us. And with the Devil card reversed, we go with the flow. We allow what is supposed to be removed and to be released, because with the Seven of Cups reversed, it's about commitment to something that is actually going to get us what we desire and what we want, and help us to become more intimately familiar with what we want. On the outflux, what's going away, we've got the King of Pentacles reversed. Busyness for the sake of busyness. The King of Pentacles reversed as an energy, and not necessarily a person, but as an archetype, is busy for the sake of busy. This is somebody who's afraid to slow down. Maybe they're afraid of their own thoughts. Maybe they're afraid of the silence. Maybe they're just somebody who needs to have their attention and their energy always doing something at one time. But with the King of Pentacles reversed as a problem is that there is such a thing as unproductive busyness. It's just distracting, it's just fidgeting, it's just restlessness. It could be preoccupation with the idea of work for its own sake, status for its own sake, or repetitive toil that has become nothing but busy work, just to fill the time, fill the day with nonsense. And you might be breaking away from people, obligations, groups, or assignments that are just that, filling up the day with nonsense. And in a lot of cases, well, that could be actually very good for you. You might not know where you could get all of this fresh extra energy from. You've proved your point. You can scatter yourself and multitask and all of that. But imagine what would happen if instead of having your energy go down 20 shoots, how much energy would go down 7 or 8? See what happens with this when this selective reduction actually works for you. For your material concerns, when it comes to your wealth, your money, again, your work, all of that stuff, well, we've got the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. And this week, a lot of you Cancerian people are going to need to pay attention to where we are having to draw a line to maybe partition ourselves off from a person, or maybe more than one person, that is actually draining us, or perhaps slowing our growth or slowing our potential when it comes to our financial or professional aspirations. In a lot of cases with the Queen of Pentacles reversed, this could be a person that is trying to maybe extract the good that we do and distribute it to themselves. Maybe not as a thief, but maybe somebody riding your coattails. In a lot of cases, with the Queen of Pentacles reversed, this could also be a circumstance where we are holding up someone or holding up something that we have no business holding up anymore. We don't really need to actually be supporting this thing. We don't really need to be giving any more time or energy to this thing. If anything, it's a black hole. It's a bottomless pit. It does not seem to actually be giving back. It's certainly not sowing any seeds that are going to bear a harvest at all, much less anytime soon. It's time for you to be pulling yourself back. The Queen of Pentacles reversed can also indicate, for those of you looking for a new job, you may find out either that a recent hire that you've acquired, or maybe something that you are investigating right now, is not a good fit, but you will find an alternative. As far as the external is concerned, my goodness, it's all the Pentacle people are all reversed. We've got the Knight of Pentacles in reverse when it comes to friends and to relatives. And the Knight of Pentacles reversed is indicating an image problem, but not yours, but an image problem that somebody else has. Because the Knight of Pentacles reversed, ultimately at the end of the day, is all about image, but it's not image in the way we normally think. When we think about the Knight of Pentacles reversed focusing on status, their image is all about identifying with the work they do, how they communicate, how they perform it, maybe filling up the day with nonsense. It's the lower octave of the King of Pentacles reversed, but it's identifying with roles, and it's identifying with status in that role. And with the Knight of Pentacles reversed, I do see you possibly needing to step back from a situation where you're being pushed to sort of fall in line in either a friendship or a family situation because of a projected expectation that you stay on script, or maybe get on somebody else's script. With the Knight of Pentacles reversed, in a lot of cases, this can indicate somebody who is obsessed with their way being the only way, only being the right way. Maybe they're following in somebody else's footsteps. Maybe they don't even know. At the end of the day, their preoccupation of status will ultimately lead them to something that's kind of successful, but it will end up alienating a lot of people in the process. Don't let this be a situation you absolutely feel like you need to stick around for. When it comes to your relationships, when it comes to friends and your relatives, not your friends, relatives, sorry. We just did that one. When it comes to your love and romantic life, we actually have the Tower card in reverse. And when it comes to the Tower card in reverse, a lot of you Cancerian people are going to be finding that something has to end, or is coming to an end for a partner, or maybe even somebody new that you're seeing. My cat is snoring. When we have the Tower card reversed, this is not necessarily happening to you personally, but this may be something that a partner decides they can't do anymore. This might be something that you realize is going on in the background, even with a new person who is in transition. And whether it's a new person or a partner in transition, the Tower card reverse says this has been a long time coming for them. And it's important to understand where it's necessary to be supportive. Ultimately, this is an old thing that, again, is a long time coming. It's better off towered out and gone than sticking around one more day, or goodness, one more week, or goodness forbid, one more month. So you want to make sure that you are supportive with helping them complete that transition. Do not try to slow it down. You might even try to be supportive by making them take baby steps here. But this is a situation where you realize, and you will realize, that the faster and the faster this goes depends on how much we lean into it, and you got to lean into it. And you will notice that this does wonders for this connection, because having this gone for good will be good for all. So that is your horoscope. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You all know I appreciate it. And if you ever wish to get a session, go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com.